Caught me off guard there. Hi, my name's Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? Today is Monday, December 11, 2023, coming up to the holiday season very soon. Got some great questions already in the chat. I see. If you've got a question or something you want to discuss, just write it in there and I will go through the comments. If you want your comment, if it's urgent and you want to support the channel, feel free to send it as a super chat. I would really appreciate it. So, hope everyone's doing well. And what did I do this week? Quick update from me. No videos. Got a few things I need to talk about. I think I'm off this Wednesday, hoping to do something then. Actually, did I post a video this week? I did post. Oh, yes, I did. I lie. I posted a video about the Martin, the mystery Martin guitar. I'm very excited. Oh, I've got a big announcement. I am going to go to NAMM. I wasn't sure about it. The NAMM show is kind of, I guess it's uncertain. It was doing really well before COVID, and then right now you've got a lot of people saying we don't need it anymore, and I kind of understand that point of view, but at the same time I see it getting busier. I'm quite excited for this NAMM show because although many companies are doing smaller booths, some companies are just doing private offices only just to talk. Usually every year someone will just go off the cuff and just walk around and have meetings at the hotel room, things like that. So it's going to be busy. You might not get Fender there in person. You might not get Gibson there. I'm sure there'll be people from Fender and Gibson there though. So, but I'm also seeing other companies saying they are now going to go, and things like Kemper were not going to go. Kemper now have a booth. So it's looking really encouraging. And the reason I wanted to go is I know that Cole Clark will be there. And let's face it, this will be the best chance I have to play like 15 or 20 Cole Clarks in a room, because there is nowhere to go to play Cole Clarks. I've even considered flying to Australia at some point so that I can play some Cole Clarks and go to the factory. And I still really like to do that. But this will be a lot easier, of course. So I can play those guitars. I can chat with them about what they're up to in 2024. And obviously that's a company that I really want to promote because I use the stuff professionally. TC Helicon are going to be there. Not TC Helicon, but TC Electronic that are now taking over TC Helicon will be there. And I want to talk to them about their plans to keep the Voice Live 3 Extreme going. Again, because I use that product for sure. So that's exciting. And then, of course, the new Martin is rumored with a cutaway. The next big thing. I have to get a video with that thing, of course. And then Fishman said to me, why don't you come? Why are you coming out? Why don't you come out? And I said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And then LR Bags just hinted at a new pickup as well. I'm like, yeah, there's so much stuff that's relevant. I haven't been to California in 4 years. I really enjoy that trip. I like to it's great networking. It's a great vacation. So I'm going to go. I've booked the hotel and I booked the flights, and I'm just letting people know that I can't perform that week, and I guess I won't be live. Actually, I'll still try to go. Well, I will go live. I'm going to try to go live from the hotel room just to talk about the show. I'd like to even go live and walk around the show, try and get as much content from it as I can. But yeah, really excited. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a small show, low attendance, nothing new really. With the state of the guitars these days being kind of given away, I was expecting not to see any new releases, especially no premium releases. This new Martin is a premium instrument at $4,000 retail. This is exciting. It's time for a new Line 6. It's time for a new Kemper, and they're going to be there. So I'm very excited about that, even though you probably can't tell. But I am very excited. I love that thing, the show, and I love seeing some of the people there that I never get to see, and it's going to be really great. And I hope to bring coverage of it. I remember last year someone went live and just walked around, and I really liked that. They just went live with their phone like for an hour or two and just walked around it. So maybe I can do. Actually, I've got an exhibitor badge. Thank you to Fishman. Really appreciate that. I can get in there early and I can walk around when there's no one in there, and you can ask me where to go. So this is going to be really exciting, really great, I think, for this YouTube channel. So yeah, really excited for that. And Mark your calendar. It's the last week of January. So let's go straight into this. I'll just go straight into comment by comment. Jared Stillman. So Jared sent me an email question. And what I do now is I get about a question every day. Just so you know, if you're watching this and you've sent me questions, I do reply with an automatic email reply to everyone saying the same thing. If you've got a question, please bring it to the Monday show, because that way I can answer all the questions in this allotted time in the week and not be writing emails all week long. And that's much better for me. So thank you for that. If you want a really in-depth tutorial or kind of gear recommendation, then feel free to hire me for a one-to-one phone call for an hour, 30 minutes or an hour as well. But this question here is perfect because we can all benefit from it, right? So how would you rank the Anthem, M80, and hi-fi systems for live looping on acoustic guitar? Specifically the best for a great acoustic sound, a deep punchy kick snare sound, and effects like bass and distortion. Okay, so first of all, we've got that question that I always say I hate, that one, like what's the best for a great acoustic sound? There isn't really. None of these pickups sound like a microphone. A pickup sounds like a pickup, and all pickups have a signature sound that may or may not work for the kind of music that you do. That's not a fence-sitting answer. That is just reality, and we have to remember that. But what I will do is I'll go through each of those three systems for you. They're all LR bag systems. I'll go through all those three and tell you how they rank on acoustic sound and for looping and for effects like bass and distortion. I'll do that right now. So let's start with the Anthem. So the Anthem uses a microphone and a undersaddle. I'll try to keep this brief. The Anthem SL uses the microphone. It's all preset. The mic is doing the treble. The undersaddle's doing the bass end. On the full Anthem, you can blend between the two. I only ever use the one with the mic on full, so I use the SL. Let's just keep that part short. So, but generally, the Anthem, very good acoustic sound tone. Probably my favorite third-party system on the market. My first favorites are going to be the Cole Clark system that's built into the guitar and the Maton system. Although that thing about the hum is still bugging me, so that's on the fence right now. But the Anthem is my favorite kind of recommendation for most people as a kind of third-party install in your Breedlove Martin aftermarket thing. Very good, and the reason is that very natural, clean, crisp, feedback-resistant, pure sound acoustically. So that's that. Punchy kick and snare. You're gonna, with the mic turned all the way up, you're gonna get decent amount of that. You're gonna get the thud from the pickup when you slap the bridge. When you hit the body of the guitar, you're going to get some kind of snare sound, but more on the bright side because that mic is only picking up the trebles and not the bass end. Don't write in the comments that I'm not technically correct here. I'm kind of doing a fast version of this just to keep it quick. So the mic is going to hear more of the high and not the low. So you'll get kind of a thin snare sound. So yes, it will work, but it won't be as full as, say, the Cole Clark pickup system is, because that's got a ton of body resonance in the pickup. And effects like bass and distortion, I wouldn't use distortion because it's got that mic in there. It may squeal unless you use a feedback buster or you're very careful. So there's that one. The M80 is a magnetic pickup, which I've reviewed all of these on the channel. The M80 is in reverse is going to be great for the distortion sounds because it's a magnetic pickup in the sound hole like an electric guitar. It won't feed back. It's gonna pick up. It's got a body sensor incorporated, so it's gonna have pretty decent body sound as well. But it's not gonna have the most natural acoustic sound. It's gonna have more of that magnetic sound to it, which you either like or you don't. I just went to Guitar Center with a friend of mine and played those new Fender acoustic guitars with the magnetic pickup in the sound hole. Sounds very good for a magnetic pickup, but it also does still have a bit of that signature sound of a magnetic. Some people love it, some people don't. You need to listen to the videos and decide if you like that sound or not. But I wouldn't say that's the most, I wouldn't say that's the greatest acoustic sound of those three. Hi-Fi is kind of right down the middle. It's probably not going to be great for distortion because it's picking up a lot of the top of the guitar. So you have to be very careful with that. But it's going to have a natural acoustic sound, but it hasn't got the mic, so not as natural as the Anthem. And it's going to have good body sound because it is a body sensor. It doesn't have a ton of It does have a good low end. No, it does have a good. It did when I reviewed it. It did have a good low end. So that'll be that's kind of in the middle. Good acoustic sound, good percussive sound, fairly feedback resistant. Should do distortion if you're careful. Right down the middle there. And I'll throw one in for you as well. Bags just hinted at another system that's coming out. They were taking photographs on their Instagram. Could this be the version with the microphone that they've hinted at 8 months ago? It could be. So maybe hold off until NAMM to see what that is and then make your decision. But if you needed one today, if I had to choose one, I would choose the Anthem just because I love the Anthem SL. It's just a great, sturdy, great sounding pickup. I always look for pickups that do body percussion, but then I don't really do it. I mean, I played yesterday, didn't do any body percussion. So the actual tone of the guitar is the most important, and stability, feedback-wise, is the most important thing to me. And then if you really want if you want the guitar to sound like a cajon, just get a Cole Clark. That sounds like this crazy. I was in soundcheck yesterday. I was drumming on it. It just sounds like you put some nice reverb on that. It sounds like a cajon. It's ridiculous. So I hope that answers your question, Jared. And thank you for subscribing to the channel and asking a question. I really appreciate it. Okay, just turn this thing on. Okay. So Nick, how you doing? Happy Monday. Can't wait for the show. Thank you. Thanks for your support, buddy. You're always here. I appreciate it. And you got a question. Christmas music gigs. So I've not been booked actually for any specific Christmas holiday parties. I've done some gigs at my regular shows where they're having parties, and that particular venue has asked me to play holiday Christmas songs. And I said, okay, do you want all that? Because they're holiday parties, Christmas parties. And they said, no, we want you to blend it in. So I'm doing a Christmas song or Christmas holiday, whatever you want to call it, every 3 songs. So a Christmas party, like, for example, Brown Eyed Girl, me and Julio, and then Jingle Bells, right, etc. So I'm not doing the more kind of B-side, rare songs. Sometimes I'll throw in like an Elvis Costello or a Tom Waits. I'm not doing that right now. A party like that, I'm keeping it Brown Eyed Girl, I Want You Back, Hey Ya, do 2 of those, and then, I mean, any holiday song, because I haven't got enough holiday songs to be that selective about it. But yeah, actually, this year, I don't think I've been, have I? Yeah, I've not actually been hired for a Christmas party. That seems quieter lately. I used to do a lot of different like kids parties, seasonal parties, but I'm having more regular gigs, which I prefer, I suppose. I mean, it'd be nice to have both, but the regular gigs, thank goodness, after everything that happened in the last few years, are still going well. People still like live music. Yes, you get the nights where people are not into it, but in general, I find people still like, to go out and hear a good interactive music performance, and that makes me very happy. But I'm glad to hear you've got the Christmas gigs. That's very good. Bernard's in Suffolk. Good to see you here. Mark Smith said, did you write that intro song? It's brilliant. Yes, I did, Mark. Thank you. So I do have an album. It's from 2010. And it's the only album that I ever made. But basically in 2010, I recorded the songs that I'd written previous to that and 1 or 2 new ones that I wrote to make it a complete album. That is on iTunes and all those places. So you can go and download it. Please do download it. Please do stream it. Buy it from Apple iTunes, whatever you want to do. But I'd appreciate that. And the reason I use that stuff on here really is because I don't want any copyright strikes. The funny thing that happened was I used to use a Band in the Box song that I made on Band in the Box, and that is copyright free. Everything you make there is copyright free, which is wonderful. But the funny thing was, after years of using that old bluegrass theme tune I used to use, it eventually got claimed. And the reason is that someone else obviously chose that style and made a song with chords similar, and I guess they then put it as their song, and then it got flagged. So I thought, it came to nothing, and I could have kept going. It didn't like demonetize me or anything. But I just decided, well, it's just best to use your own music. So then I used my own music, and then that was really funny because I had my own music up with cdbaby.com, and it was getting claimed by CD Baby. Some YouTubers will say, oh, my song got claimed by you, my own song got claimed. Yeah, of course it did, because you've given it to another publisher like CD Baby. You've given it to someone to collect the money on your behalf and then give it to you. So, of course, they're going to claim it. They don't know that you're the artist. They're not. It's a robot. It's a machine, right? But I decided to take that away from CD Baby, which means I might lose some sort of I mean, yeah, maybe they would have given it to someone in the future and got me a huge exposure, but I mean, who knows now? I just wanted to keep this channel easy, so I took it back to myself. So now it's all under me, and I get asked, do you want to claim copyright or not? And I just find that easier. Kevin, good to see you. Hi, Poo Ninja, good to see you. Rosanna, good to see you. And Lee, thanks for moderating as always. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a busy weekend. I played, I didn't play Friday night. I played Saturday morning, 9 to 12, where you saw me last time. And then Saturday night, 8:30 till midnight. And then yesterday afternoon. It was a good weekend. So I slept all morning to recover. Lee, good to see you. Mark Smith says, how do I get a ticket for NAMM? It's actually pretty easy right now. I think they've made it easier. You can go on the NAMM website, and I think you can get one. Like I said, I wanted to get one. I'll be completely clear. I wanted to get one from a vendor like Fishman because I wanted to have full access to the whole show. You know, I want to get in there and make videos and things. But you're going to want, unless you know someone like that, and I do believe they're cracking down on that. I was worried I wouldn't get one. So I'm very, very lucky. But in the past, companies have just handed them out to their followers on Facebook and stuff. I think they're cracking down on that because they want to keep the show more focused on, like, you know, talking to sales reps, talking to industry, talking to media. They want to, they don't, I mean, think about it. I think I heard an interview about this a few months ago. They were saying that some of these companies spend thousands of dollars to go to NAMM, and they don't want people just like come and play the guitars and then not buy one. They want like the rep from Sweetwater to come over and get them into Sweetwater, and they want someone to go over and make a YouTube video and get 10,000 views, right? I completely understand that, because you wouldn't believe, I mean, I didn't believe how much it cost to take a show there. When you have a huge booth and the set and employees working and stuff, you know, demo products, and then put them in accommodation, give them money for food, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I do get it. But the good news is I think you can go on and just register. So if we go over to the website, I'm not sure because I haven't done it this way, but I'm pretty sure if you go on to namm.org, where it says register, I think you can just register yourself. So I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me if you do it. Like, I heard that they're cracking down on who's going, but I also heard that they've opened it up so anyone can register on the site to go. So I don't really know. I don't really know how that works. But like I said, if you do sign up and go and get a badge, let me know if you're going, and also let me know what the process is like, because I already registered for my badge. Obviously, I wanted to make sure I had the badge before I paid for the flights. The flights are not too bad, actually. Very reasonable. Very reasonable. The hotel is crazy expensive, and that's with their discount. But it is on location, so I'm very excited. I've always stayed off location and had to take a shuttle or an Uber. So this time I've decided, since I haven't been in so long and since I want to do a lot of networking, I'm going to stay on the site, which I'm very excited about. I'll probably never do that again, so I'm going to really enjoy myself. I missed the crazy oddball stuff. Yes, I do believe that. I do believe there'll be no basement floor. Shall we go and take a? I tell you what, we'll go through the questions, and then we'll jump onto them. If we got no more questions, I'll talk through the map of NAMM. That'll be fun. Kevin says, "Love my Cole Clark. Lots of compliments from people." Yeah, you know, it's. I was showing someone that last night. You've got to dial it in right. At the end of the day, there's a 3-band EQ and 3 pickups to go through. You can really make that thing sound very different. It's very versatile, the sounds on that. So you do have to dial it in for what you do. But once you do, I mean, I don't think there's anything like it, which is great. Which one do you have? Do you have the Sunburst Angel 2? Remind me. I was playing last week and the battery started to flash, that it was dying. That scared me. I'm glad the new system has the battery light. The old one didn't. But flashing at me was scaring me. So I had to take a break or just stop for a second and change the battery. Because otherwise, even if you know you can get through the gig, there's that fear of this, you're going to be at a point of a song and it's just going to cut out on you completely. Jared, good to see you. Ah, there you are. Did you hear the answer? I hope so. I was pretty involved. If not, you can rewind to the start and hear it. Let me know if you got any follow-up questions. Prodigal Nation says hello from Mile High, Colorado. Why do I want a new and obscure Martin so badly? Do you mean the this new? Yeah, I kind of hate the teasers. I don't enjoy them at all. So there's a few products being teased for NAMM. I don't like it. It just stresses me out. How do you feel about it? They do it to create excitement, but it just stresses me out. I'm like, what is it? I need to know what it is. I did call one person who may know, and they didn't know, supposedly. Of course, some people just will say they don't know because they're not allowed to tell you, and I understand that completely. Look, NAMM isn't far away. We're talking 6 weeks. So you have plenty of time to save up your money to buy one of these $4,000 guitars, which probably won't ship until May anyway. So I've actually got until May to save up to buy one. Pooh Ninja, I have a joke. You can steal it if you want. I say, for my next song, I'm going to perform Silent Night. Here we go. Thank you. That was Silent Night. And for my next song, I'd like to play Brown Eyed Girl. Randy, season's greetings, my brother. Much love from Southern Illinois. Just arrived, no questions yet. Okay, good. Let me know if you got any. Whereabouts are you in Southern Illinois? My brother's out that way. Maybe you're close. Pooh Ninja, they want to sell enough to get through the year. Enough. Well, they got so many people have got so much backlog. I know where you can get an Acoustasonic brand new in the box right now for $500 shipped. So if anyone's interested, I can share that with you. Greg White, have you tried the new Headrush Core? It seems like an excellent... No, it's not. Look at my videos on the Headrush Prime. It's nowhere near as easy to use and as convincing as the TC Helicon. TC Helicon is still king in my book. What is your opinion of the Fender American Professional Telecaster 2 Miami Blue? Looking to find something close to 1950 Esquire that's affordable. I've played the American Professional Telecaster 2 in yellow. It's great. Do you want to jump over and take a look at it on sweetwater.com? American Telecaster 2. So I'll show you the one that I've played, and then we'll take a look at the one that you're talking about. It's amazing. And once again, it's absolutely amazing because it always blows my mind. There were no guitars 6 months ago, and now I click on it, and there's 4 of them, which is a great time to be buying the guitar. Okay, the reason I like these, and again, I like Sweetwater because they have the weight and the photographs, but these tend to be very light. So there is one that's 7.5 pounds. I wouldn't buy that one. But look, there's one that's 6 pounds and 14 ounces. That's the one that I would buy. Very, very cool stuff. I'm more of a Strat person, honestly. I just love Strat, the feel of the Strat and everything. But Telecasters are very cool. They are very cool. Let's see if they got the blue one. I'm not a big fan of the blue. It can look different in pictures to in person. So I prefer the yellow one myself. And also, look at this. This is crazy. They've got a blue one that's 8 pounds and 6 ounces. They got one that's like a pound, almost 1.5 pounds heavier than that yellow one. So I wouldn't like that. But 6 pound, 7 pounds 6 ounce isn't too bad. I do see guitars getting heavier now, everywhere, even the Sirs. So if you wanted this one, I'll tell you what I think. I like that it's hardtail because it hasn't got the trim, obviously, because it's a telly. Very easy to restring, very stable. Some of the most stable guitars you can get. I really like the recessed heel here. You can see there's a slight curve there for your hand. I like that on this model a lot. It doesn't have locking tuners, but you can always put them in. I kind of wish it did. But it's a very stable guitar anyway, so you don't really need them. The neck on these is great. I really like the neck on this series. I've played several of these guitars, and I really like the neck on them. Really nice feel. The truss rod is at the top, which I prefer to down here. It's easier to get to. Yeah, I like everything about it. And actually, this guitar is interesting because with this pickup selector and the S1 switch, if you go in the middle and use the S1 switch, there's no noise, hardly any noise. So it's a pretty quiet guitar as well, unless you're on that front pickup. So it's pretty quiet for a telly, and it's got that modern recessed heel. And like I said, I really like that yellow one that's under £7. I mean, a great gigging guitar, really is. So yeah, I haven't played many other tellies, but this is certainly a very good model. Just get a good setup done on it, and off you go. I think you probably will need to set it up. I've played a couple of Fenders lately that have had very good setups from the factory, which has really impressed me. But I've also played a bunch in a few years before that really didn't have very good setups, in my opinion, for what I do. And I like 10 gauge strings, and this ships with 9 gauge. So again, if you want 10 gauge, you have to set it up. If you like 9 gauge, it might be okay. It's very tough. I like the idea of having someone like Sweetwater set it up and plec it for me, but that's going to be like, if you look at the plec, there's $300, set up $100. You're looking at $400 on top. And what if the guitar does arrive with a great setup and you didn't need that? That's the one problem with buying online. You can't feel the neck, and you don't know what that setup is like out of the box. That is frustrating. So I understand that some people would want to spend the money and have that done just to be certain, but you probably want to get the guitar, and then if it really needs a setup, worst come to worst, send it back to them and then have it set up, because at least then you know you're keeping it. If you pay them to plec it and set it up and you return it, you won't get the money back for the setup and the plec. So that could be a big financial disaster. I won't tell you how I know that either. God. All right, Antonio, what is your opinion on the Fender? Oh, no, sorry, I just did that one. Star that. Just got your shirt. Thanks for buying a shirt, Antonio. Really appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the channel. Kevin has the Sunburst Angel 2, all Blackwood. Yeah, I like the look of them. I think that would look great with Evo gold frets. You know, the gold fret wire that's harder, like the one that Martin uses on the Modern Deluxe. That would look great with those. But yeah, I'm not usually a fan of Sunburst acoustic guitars, but I really like the Sunburst Cole Clark look. So congratulations on that. There was actually one for sale on Reverb recently for a good price, but that sold pretty quick. Cole Clark are weird. They don't have a great resale value, and yet sometimes they do. I guess if there's a mint one at a really good price, they'll go, but they don't have the best resale value, unfortunately. All right, so I've got no more questions, so I'll take a break now and jump over to the NAMM site, and we can check out who's going. Because I'm definitely seeing more people added recently. So I can never find these things. But today I have found it, luckily. So, like Poo Ninja was saying, we used to have several things that are not going to... Let's start with the negatives. Let's start with what's not going to be good about it. What's not going to be as good as last time that I went, for sure. So, this is the Marriott Hotel on the bottom left. That's where I'm going to be staying. And that used to have Yamaha in there. Yamaha basically took over the whole ground floor of the Marriott. Think what that cost them. It was crazy. That was their... I mean, it was nuts. They had the massive room for the acoustic guitars and the clarinets and the pianos. Then they had another room just for line 6. It was really cool. Really, really cool. And a lot of people that stayed there also did like private showings of new products. I remember Yamaha Guitar Group had a room in the hotel one year where they were showing off those red label guitars, which is really cool. That's nice because there's no noise. You can actually hear the guitar, which is amazing for an acoustic guitar. I think Martin should do that, by the way, Martin. You can have that for free. Free advice, but that's not happening. They've moved into the main hall, so that's a bit of a bummer. And then, as Poo Ninja said, we used to have floor E, and that's where all the kind of new up-and-coming products were, and a lot of the Chinese brands, a lot of the boutique guitars. I don't think we're going to have a hall E at all. Okay, so this is like NAMM last year, same thing, but NAMM last year looked a bit more sparse, and everyone that went said it was good. But this doesn't look as sparse as the one they had last April. This looks a lot better. So, let's see. Okay, so let's see how we zoom in here. So we've got Hall A, Hall B, Hall C, Hall D. Yeah, see, Hall E is for picking up your badge, it looks like. Marriott has the stage for performances, but no No vendors. And then this thing over here is where you get like JBL, those kind of companies, Sennheiser, all that stuff. Pro Audio. So I don't usually spend much time in there, but obviously I do walk around it. So I'm glad that one is still there. And then if we go to Hall A. So you walk through Hall A. This is basically your drums, I think. Am I right? There's a hall that's all the drums, and you have to go through that to get to the next hall. So you want to run through there as quick as you possibly can. Yeah, I think this used to go down to the other hall downstairs. That is a shame because that was a massive hall. We used to have Band in the Box down there, many boutique acoustic guitar brands. I remember Rainsong were down there. A lot of the carbon fiber brands were down there. Yeah, that is a shame, I will admit. But nevertheless, maybe that will come back. Maybe some of them are coming upstairs now. Maybe that will come back next year. Who knows? But as I said, at least these are all full. If you look at the booths here, they're all full, right? This is obviously the wind, like the orchestral section here. But in previous years, you've seen like this one. It says on hold. That's a big booth, and that's empty. So, oh, sorry. Looks like this is the drums. Yeah, I'm just confused looking at the map as I am walking around the place. But this says on hold, so that's empty. But all the others, look, pretty much. See this? It's very good. I mean, there's an empty one there. These are all full. This is a massive one. Imagine what that costs to have that. That's Korg USA. That's all the brands under Korg. It used to be Cole Clark, but not anymore. And then look, Kemper, they were not going to go. That's a pretty good size booth. Peterson, very good size booth. I see they've got a new clip-on tuner coming out very soon. I want to get that. They're going to be there. They're great guys. I like to hang out with them. IK, very big booth. Like there's rumors of a FRFR speaker coming from them. So it'd be good to see them. I do love these monitor speakers that I got from them. I bought from, where did I buy them from? Pitbull Audio, I think. But I want to do a follow-up review of those. I use them every day. Martin, I mean, how much does that booth cost? Maybe they get a discount. I don't know. But look at this. There's a Martin here, right? And LR Bags next door. And then Loudon are next to Martin here, and Collings. So, imagine Collings used to be downstairs, so now they're upstairs. I mean, that's a good thing for them, isn't it? Santa Cruz. So a lot of the boutique ones. This is great. So if you're an acoustic guitar fan, you've got Martin, Loudon, Collings, Santa Cruz. You can spend 50 grand in one passing. Not that they sell products at these shows, by the way, but you know what I'm saying. You can decide to order one when you get home, kind of thing. K&A, that's the pickup company, right? And like I said, LR Bags. So we're not going to have, Fishman are not going to have a booth. They used to have a huge booth. They're going to have a private meeting room just to do business, which is, again, is what this is for, isn't it? To do business. But I think it's great that some of these companies are still having the booth. They're still investing the money in NAMM. They're still having the booths. Here's Boutique Guitar. They're always there. They have loads of like small tables for each builder. So loads and loads and loads of stuff to check out in that massive booth there. This one's on hold. This one's on hold. But, they might get taken. They might get taken the week before the show. Who knows? I hope they do. I don't remember. When I went last time before pandemic, I don't think there were any empty booths at all. So, but like I said, last year there were many empty booths from what I could see or what I heard. So this is looking a lot healthier. A lot healthier. And I think it's good as well that Santa Cruz get to be upstairs, Collings are upstairs next to Martin. Why not? And now I can compare the guitars directly. And you've got here, Stringjoy there. I didn't even see these ones. So these are like mini booths by the door, which is actually a great position because you're by the door as people walk in and walk out. The best position is obviously by the bathroom because people are going there all the time. So I presume they're cheaper, but this is the main entrance. So this used to be Martin, I think. Or is it the other entrance here? Oh, no, sorry, this one. Yeah, Martin have always been through the entrance. You walk in the door and you see Martin there. They always have a massive presence because Chris Martin was the president on the board of NAMM, and he's always supported it a lot. So here are those meeting rooms. So these are people that before would have probably had a booth. Those booths that are not rented out, these would have been there. So let's go through these quickly. So Walmart Marketplace. What's that? So Guild Guitars Cordoba would have been downstairs before, probably, maybe upstairs. Pearl. I mean, they may have a booth outside as well, of course. They may have a meeting room and a booth. Elixir Strings used to be outside. Paste used to be outside, but maybe they've got both. Is it Paste? They got both. Strymon used to be outside. Maybe, I mean, the great thing about the private meeting room is there's no one going to come in there and interrupt you if you're talking to someone. I remember one year I was talking to someone at Martin, and the guy walked over and just interrupted me, and it really kind of annoyed me. So if you're doing a business meeting, that's not going to happen. I'm not saying that I was doing business, by the way. Maybe I was, but if Strymon want to show a new product to Sweetwater that's shipping in June, for example, how great to bring them in the private room and show them the product in private when no one else can grab a photo of it. It's got its benefits for sure. Orange Amps. Now, they used to have a massive stage, massive booth. Orange Amps. They had a massive booth, gave away swag, and you could go book a session to go at the back and see new products in a private room. So rather than that, they've got a private room. Now, again, I don't know. Maybe they've got a booth as well. Maybe I missed it. So I'm not saying they don't have a booth. But if they don't, this is a good way just to show the product to people and not spend all that money on the display. And that's why Fishman have got 2 private rooms for that very reason. I am disappointed because I used to enjoy, I mean, Fishman's stand used to be amazing. They'd have performances. They'd have racks of headphones and guitars where you could play through all the products. They'd have quiet rooms where you could go in and try the acoustic guitar pickups. I mean, they had a massive presence there, and I am disappointed, but I also understand their position and why they're doing it this way, and it makes in some ways it makes more sense because, like I said, maybe they have some new product. I mean, I'm still waiting for the next Aura stuff. Maybe they've got it to show, and they'll show it in those rooms in private, where they would never do that in a booth, right? Because someone might take a picture. So who knows? I mean, look. Korg have a thing here. I presume that's a meeting room. So Korg have a meeting room and the booth, which is nice. But that's a lot of money to do both of those things. But that's very nice. And like I said, don't forget, some people that are not on the floor will be walking around the show for certain. Even if Fender don't go, there'll be people from Fender walking around because they just drive down from Fender and it's so easy. And some of them may even have a hotel room where they show stuff. This is cool. MIDI showcase. The MIDI 2.0 is coming. So I guess that'll be all about that. There's some great stuff here. Loads of companies I've not heard of, which is always fun to check out. And, loads of companies I have heard of, which is great. Tell me Megami Cable, they've got a good booth here. I just had my first Megami cable go bad on me, but they have this thing. You just send them the cable, they send you a new one. So that's why I buy those. And by the way, I just want to say I'm back to using the D'Addario XS strings again. I bought some new sets from Sweetwater, and they work great. I got a few sets, I think, from Amazon or Strings and Beyond. I can't remember exactly where. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying they weren't real, but I had a few sets in a pack that just wouldn't intonate. The ones I've got now are perfect, and they just feel better than the Elixir. Elixir is great, but they have more tension in the string. They're harder to play, even though they're the same gauge string. So I'm back on the XS and really enjoying them. So yeah, I mean, look, just loads of stuff. What I tend to do, I mean, that's a nice booth. Unfortunately, it's on hold. What I tend to do is I just walk around every day. I don't get bored. I just walk around every day for pretty much the whole day. I don't do much else. And I do like 20,000 steps a day, and I just hang out, So that'll be a bit harder this time because there's a bit less to see, but I'll just have to see things a few more times. Like every year there's things I didn't see. So at least this time I'll see everything twice, which won't be a bad thing, I don't think. But there's certainly loads and loads of things. And it's good. I can take my time, Maybe I can do some videos. I don't want to say I'm going to do videos because I might end up not doing videos, but I can certainly take my time and really go around everything and talk to everyone, which is great. So let me know if there's anything I missed. Anyone you want me to check? Neural are going to be there. Line 6 are going to be there. Kemper are going to be there. Martin are going to be there. Cole Clark are going to be there, which is amazing. Maton are not going to be there. They normally are. So that's one that's missing, which is interesting. Look, there's another booth. There are several of these nice booths that are on hold. It's a shame. I hope they do get full up. Or maybe make it into a demo room. Make those into demo rooms, because you always need a room to go. You know, if you want to try something, and there's one of these rooms nearby, like especially near the acoustic guitar part, it's ideal for that. If you can book like 10 minutes in there to shoot a video, that'd be a good idea. Make those media rooms so you can go in there and do a live stream from the show. Ah, there we go. Another great idea. Maybe. So yeah, it looks great to me. 2Rock are going to be there. That's cool. Didn't know that. Elite Acoustics are going to be there. Be great to see those guys again. I've done a few reviews for them. Plek are going to be there. I didn't know that. I'm very mixed emotions on the Plek. So maybe I can get some more info on that. That's pretty cool. They've got a decent booth there too. And I'm sure, yeah, multiple brands, some brands sharing there. Yeah, Neural are going to be there. So, but like I said, Tech 21. They usually have a big booth. They've got a smaller booth, but they're going to be there. There's all these booths around the side. Look, they probably used to be downstairs and now up here, which is great. Yeah. Oh, there's a whisper room, so that's where you can go and try stuff. There's another empty one. That's a shame. Perhaps I should get one for myself. Aaron Short music booth, and just stand there, and not do anything. The anti NAMM booth. Yeah, I got nothing for sale. Or perhaps I should go there and sell all the gear I'm trying to sell on Reverb right now. Psy guitars, I want to try them. This is great. There's just so much here. So much here that I want to see. It's really, really great. Wolf Guitars Australia, but no, it's a shame Maton are not going. I wish they'd have a small booth there, because I want to talk to them about the pickup. Close Guitars, there we go. That's a carbon guitar that I want to try. And I said I'm not going to buy one, but there we go. If I can get in the show early, if I go straight to that booth in the morning and I can play those guitars and then decide and talk to them about maybe doing, if it blew me away, I'd be like, can we feature this on the channel somehow? So there we go. I'm glad they're going to be there. So yeah, this is great. So many pickups. So many companies I want to see are going to be there. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait. Let me know what you think. But like I said, the main reason I want to be there is this new acoustic stuff. Wow. This new Martin. Granted, you can just drive to Martin factory and see it that week at the factory as well. But, to see the new Martin, to see the new bags pickup that they're hinting at, I presume they're hinting at it for NAMM. Most hints that come now are for NAMM, right? So, all right, very, very cool stuff. For a T-style guitar, I went with the Reverend Pete Anderson, primarily based on specs. 1/11/16 nut and a more modern compound radius. I do like a compound radius. Very good. I like tellies because they're no nonsense. They stay in tune. There's no trim to go out of tune. And they tend to be lighter. I mean, I've got a hardtail Strat, which is basically the same thing, right? But you've got that cutaway at the top, double cutaway, and different pickups. But it's actually getting very much closer to a telly at that point. NAMM Thrax. Yeah, hopefully not this year. Knock on wood. It was funny that people used to say that term. The 3 years before the pandemic, people used to talk about NAMM Thrax and how they get really sick after the show. I mean, of course, all those people in that space for that amount of time with the air conditioning and everyone's touching guitars. I remember the last time I went before pandemic, people were putting like stuff in their mouths. Oh, when I think about it now, it's disgusting. Like the wind instruments and that. Oh my God. So luckily I never got it. Every year I went, I never got it. Luckily. And I don't want to say that because now I'm going to get really sick the whole week of NAMM, but I'm knocking on wood as I speak. But that is a real thing. I will have the hand sanitizer around my neck for sure, because you don't want to get any kind of illness at that show and then you can't go around the show. Imagine that. You're in bed for the week in California. That would suck. Randy says, I hate sunburst guitars. Looks like they ran out of paint. Well, it really depends on the sunburst. I mean, there's sunburst and there's sunburst. And many sunbursts now are done to hide ugly wood. You know, I don't like saying ugly wood because people, wood fans get offended when I say that. I'm sure there's a nicer way to say it. But the reason we're seeing so many painted, printed, painted black, painted sunburst, painted colored guitars now is because you can take wood that doesn't look visually appealing to some people and paint over it. And a sunburst was the original way of doing that, wasn't it? Put a sunburst on it. But when it's done well, I like it. I like the Cole Clark sunburst. I don't like some of the other sunbursts. I never loved the Martin sunburst, for example. It's too aggressive, you know. Fake strings happen. It's possible, but also bad strings happen too, right? You get a bad batch. I'm going to email them. I think they'll replace that batch for me that I bought. It says to email them if there's a problem. Rosalind, good to see you. How you doing in Connecticut? Very good stuff. All right. So yeah, are you excited? Tell me. I mean, I'm excited. There's so much there I want to see. I want to see close guitars. I want to see all this new acoustic stuff. If we weren't getting all this new acoustic stuff, I don't know if I would have gone, honestly. The fact that I can talk to Fishman about next year, and I can talk to LR Bags, and the LR Bags are hinting at new product. Martin are hinting at new product. Cole Clark will be there. And last year they took loads of guitars with them. So I hope they're going to have like a big stage, a big booth of guitars, and I can play them all. I really should try to record something there, because maybe I can even at least sort of show the difference between the Angel and the FL2, the FL3, and at least visually, if nothing else, you know. So that just makes me really, really excited. Yeah. Oh, so I'm still looking at the map. X5 are going to be there. So that's really cool. Yeah, there's not many companies are not going. I mean, okay, Fender, Gibson, of course, that's a huge disappointment to me, because those booths used to be massive. Neural DSP have a huge booth, so I can ask them why they're taking so long with their firmware updates, which is great. Reverend are going to be there. Rev are there, got a big booth too. Yeah, I'm still like glancing over here and seeing vendors that I didn't even realize are going. I don't know if Sir. I wish Sir were going. They haven't been for a while, I don't think. Positive Grid, Ernie Ball. Let me search for Sir. Oh, they are going. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Because I really want to meet them in person and tell them that their tuners I had on my guitar were terrible, but now I've replaced them all. They're really good, and I really like their guitars. But they just have some quirky things about them, so I want to just like discuss that with them in person and not on email. So that's cool. So I'm glad they're going. That's really great. Yeah. And again, I'm seeing a few empty booths around that area, but who knows? They might fill up last minute. That's great. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. Can't wait to go. Lee says hi, and Rosalind says hi. Very, very cool. Well, let me know. That's everything I want to say this week. So if there's anything you want me to talk about now, let me know. We've still got some time. Let me know if you've done anything exciting, anything interesting this week. Let me know what your plans are for next week. Let me know. Yeah, let me know anything. I'm an open book right now. If not, let me know what your best holiday song to play is. I'll talk about that for 10 minutes. Nick Johnson says, I'm excited for the new Martin guitar. I'm very excited. I'm incredibly excited, but I'm also worried because I never get what I want with a new guitar. So exactly. Look, I get burnt out with companies hyping and releasing the same guitars every year. Right. And they are hyping this guitar. I'm concerned. I mean, what could it be? I was thinking, I don't think they can go all out and do a full-on carbon guitar. That's so out of the ordinary for them. But is it a coincidence that Rainsong are closing? Do they know something that we don't? This is all speculative, by the way. But Rainsong make guitars that are Martin-esque. So if Martin did make a carbon guitar, would anyone buy the Rainsong guitar? I'm not being mean here. I mean, maybe this will sound better than the Martin one, but there's a lot of people out there, you can't deny, that want to buy a guitar with Martin on the headstock. And if they could get a carbon guitar that looked like a Martin guitar, because they may start with this cutaway. They may start with the cutaway and say, right, here's a cutaway stage guitar. It's carbon fiber. It's got a great pickup. Maybe they've got a new pickup, finally, a new pickup like a Cole Clark pickup in it, and saying, right, you can gig this. This is basically for Aaron Short, right? You can gig it. It's got a cutaway. It's light. It doesn't need setting up. And we've put Evo or stain. I heard Evo frets are running out. So, here we go. We put stainless steel frets on it. Off you go. My dream guitar, as long as it's a good guitar, because not all Martins are great, right? So, or I should say that not all. I always want to make it clear, I've played some great guitars from all brands. I've played some horrible guitars from all brands. Just because Martin make a carbon guitar doesn't mean it's going to be incredible. It still has to be good. So that would really make me happy. But maybe that's too far. I was thinking last week, maybe it's going to be a carbon neck only. That could be interesting. So it's still got the wood body, probably with a sunburst or some kind of print or color, because they're going to use up. Well, then again, it's $4,000, maybe not. So maybe it's a wooden body with the X brace and everything, but then a carbon neck. Maybe that's the future. So you haven't got to worry about fret spread. That could be cool. Or maybe it's full carbon, or maybe it's not carbon at all. But then what is it? What would they? I mean, if they end up releasing a thin line or something, I'm going to be really annoyed. If they make that guitar thinner and say it's a thin line Martin, I mean, they've done that before anyway. That wasn't this is a new era they're talking about. This is huge. And from the picture they put on the spoiler, on the thing to enter the competition, it doesn't, it's not like it's metallic and it's got a screen on it. It doesn't look like it's that much different to a GPC. So what the heck is it? I am really excited. I need to know. I'm going to go there right now and ask them. No. But, it is exciting, isn't it? I'm really excited to bring that to you. I'm going to try to be the first to bring that to you. I'm going to get the first video of that guitar, and I'm going to put it straight on the channel. And I don't suppose it will get a ton of views, because Martin content actually doesn't get that many views. I just did the video talking about it last week, and it's got like 800 views. So that doesn't get that many, but I know you're all going to want to see that thing. So I'm going to post about it, at least a picture on my social. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. I need to step my guitar game up. Well, we all do. Or step it down, depending on what you're talking about with buying guitars. It's a pretty uncharacteristic marketing approach from Martin. Watch it be a new signature model. No, it's a groundbreaking new era. That's not a signature model. They cannot just give us a signature model. They cannot just put stainless steel frets on a guitar. This has to be something new. My fear is it'll be a new bracing. Like when Taylor went to V bracing, that was a new era. And I didn't particularly like it. I prefer the X brace Taylors and the non-brace Taylors, like the GS Mini. So, what is it? To someone like me, it should be a new material, some kind of, like carbon fiber. It should be new fret. Everything should be new, right? Refreshed for the modern guitar player, and still sound great. Because some carbon guitars sound great. I think the Rainsongs sound great. Certain models sound great. Certain models don't sound great. So there you go. There's plenty of scope here to make a great new guitar. But are they going to do it? Are they actually going to do this, or are they just going to give us? And what could it be? What else can you do? Right, an acoustic guitar. What can you do with it? You can make it out of another material like carbon fiber. You can change the shape of it, which they did with the SC, which it doesn't look like they've done with this one, unless it's just to fool us, What else can you do with it? There's nothing else you can do. You can put digital technology. You can put wireless into it. Hey, if it doesn't drop out, that's great. But I don't think that's something they're going to do. I think it's the materials and possibly the pickup. So Rosalind went to see Christine Ullman at Cafe 9 in New Haven yesterday. She's such a talented singer. Used to be on the SNL band and is in a new album of duets coming soon. Cool. Good to go and see good players, isn't it? I saw Damien Rice a week or two ago. Amazing performer. And great acoustic sound on stage too. I want to know how they did it. He had a plug in the guitar and also a cable out the sound hole. So I think what they did is what I would like to do. I think they ran like a K&K or they're good, good understanding. Some decent sounding piezo based pickup. I think they ran that and maybe into the monitors, and then I think they put a mic in the sound hole and ran more of that through front of house because it sounded very mic-like with excellent body percussive sounds when he slapped on the guitar. He doesn't do that, but I think something he did. Like it made me think there's a lot of body resonance there. Maybe just hit at the end of a song or something. So I think that's a great way to do it, potentially. Have the microphone in the guitar out the front of house, which will not feed back for the audience, but then have the piezo on stage for the musicians on stage just to feel the guitar coming back at them a little bit, not too much. You don't need much. Because then they had in-ears, and then in the in-ears, you could blend those two together, or just have the microphone again for a natural sound. I think that is the way to do it, if you can. And that wouldn't work in a bar, because you haven't got the real estate space to do that. But that really did sound natural. I wish we had access to these people to actually ask them, what did you use at that gig? But I don't think someone like him would. I don't think that he would even care about that stuff, honestly. Why did I laugh when you mentioned Reverend? Oh, only because I bought one and sold it. That's all. I'm not being mean. I gotta say they're great guitars. The Reverend I had, in many ways, was better than all the Fenders I've played. It had a Wilkinson bridge, which is wonderful, and I'm now looking for a Strat that has a Wilkinson bridge. It was very light. It was noiseless pickups, the Fishman Fluents, which are actually really good, and it was all built into the guitar. I just didn't connect with it, I just didn't bond with it. And then a bit like the Cole Clark, I really couldn't sell it. So I'm not a fan, basically. But nothing against them at all. They're very good guitars. Sometimes there's very good guitars that I just don't want to own, I'm just being honest. Like Yamaha, amazing guitars for the price. Not just for the price, amazing guitars and really well priced. But I just don't want to play. I don't know. I just don't want to play them. If I have one here, I won't play it. You know what I mean? And I have a sort of a worse guitar that I want to play. It's kind of sick, maybe. It's kind of weird. But I do suffer from that, and I think it can be a problem. And then eventually I try to find that guitar that does both for me. So that's kind of where I'm at. Some of it is time. You may watch the channel next year and I've got a Reverend. I'll never say never. But yeah, ironically now I was looking for a Sir this week that has a Wilkinson bridge and is lightweight and has noiseless pickups. All that is the Reverend I had and sold. So there we go. But I also want a guitar with stainless steel frets, and Reverend don't use them. So that's the one thing I love about Sir the most is the wonderful stainless steel frets that they put in their guitars. It's awesome. And they have the noiseless system as well, which is passive, where the Reverend uses the Fishman powered system. But yeah, no, they're great guitars. I was probably laughing at something else. I wasn't trying to be snarky or anything. There are brands that I'd be snarky about, and just to be clear, but they're not one of them. The Cole Clark Sunburst is not like Sunburst of the past, so check them out. Yeah, that's why I said I like that Sunburst. Like I said, there's Sunburst and there's Sunburst, right? Gibson do good Sunburst. Cole Clark do good Sunburst. Martin Sunburst, I'm not a huge fan of. Favorite gear right now. Cole Clark Angel 2. TC Voice Live 3 Extreme, QSC K8.2 for a PA speaker, Quad Cortex for your amp modeler, Mesa Boogie amps. Yesterday went to a friend's house and played one of those hand-wired deluxe amps. Awesome. Sounds great. But, you know, it's a $3,000 amp that does one thing really well. But if that's what you want, it's amazing. I'm very much stuck between traditional and digital and innovation. I think as the time's going on, I'm getting less into traditional. You know, the traditional thing is very appealing until it starts to cause you massive headaches, and then you start to just drift towards the more convenient stuff, I find. These marketing departments can generate some serious hype. Hopefully it'll be cool. I mean, it will be terrible. If that guitar is not groundbreaking, it's going to really be a problem for me, because you cannot make that kind of statement and then release something that's got a new, let's say they've got a new paint. Maybe they've got a new paint that goes over the guitar and it makes it sparkle, right? Then I'm done. I'm done with Martin at that point. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for a guitar like this for the last 10 years. This channel is based around a great sounding guitar, the great sounding pickup that makes my shows go well and does everything. And this is the kind of gear that you don't find because it doesn't exist. But they're hinting here at something that is exactly what I want to see at a NAMM show, which is a colorway, Martin, maybe new body materials, hopefully a better sound than the old guitars, hopefully an amazing pickup system. This is all stuff that could be achieved, but it's unlikely they'll do it all in one. You've also always got to remember this. No company is going to release a product that wipes out the rest of their products. So Martin will not release a new guitar that sounds better than all their other guitars acoustically and plugged in better than all, because especially not a carbon one with stainless steel frets, because what are you going to buy? Once you buy that, what are you going to buy next? Nothing. And that's a problem. So you're going to get a cutaway, maybe with a carbon neck, and then next year you'll get the standard series in that material with a neck, and then the year after you might get the body as well. You have to gradually roll things out. You don't invent something that wipes out the rest of your sales because and never needs replacing, because you'll go out of business very quickly. So that's why you'll never get the product you're really waiting for. Is it just NAMM 28 with a colorway? No, because you can get those now. And they've made those before. That's not a new. We used to have the OM28 Anthem colorway. Great guitar. They discontinued it because they weren't selling them. So why are we now getting another guitar with the color? It doesn't make sense. Well, does it fold in half or something? But that's not new, game-changing. That's already been done. Andy Powers is going to be the CEO of Martin and ruin them like he did Taylor. I just don't get the V-Class thing. That's all. That's all I want to say. I think they make great guitars. They look amazing. I just don't get the... many V-Class just don't really do it for me. Carbon fiber, stainless steel frets, wireless, Bluetooth. Very cool. Yeah, they won't do that. They might do carbon fiber. They might do stainless steel frets. Wireless and Bluetooth. There's so much that can go wrong with wireless and Bluetooth. And it's always going to be a compromise when you shrink it down. The Bose S1 Pro Plus is amazing, but even they state that their wireless system has a fairly short range in comparison to other wireless systems, because when you build it all in like that, you don't have the power that you would have if you had a dedicated unit. So I don't think they're going to do that. Miss Lee Music. Good day. Bose S1 Pro Plus. All updates done. Awesome. When using vocals and acts, vocal and guitar transmitters, I'm getting a high-pitched delay for a few seconds. Have you had this? No. High-pitched delay. I don't even know what that would mean. And by the way, hi, another Cole Clark player over there in Australia. Maybe you can make a video and email it. I'm happy to check it out quickly for you, but I don't really know what you mean. Is there a delay effect in the Bose S1 Pro Plus? No, there isn't. So a high-pitched delay doesn't make any sense. Go into the settings, do a factory reset. You can do a factory reset on that thing. Plug it in one more time, make sure it has updated to the latest firmware. try it again. And if not, reach out to Bose. And if they can't help you, send me a quick video clip of what's happening to my email, and which is on the channel description. And yeah, I've never heard of that problem, so you should be good. You might have just got a bad one. Is your criticism of the head rush due to the vocal harmony feature, or is it something else? Kind of everything. When I got the Prime, it's too big for me. It's not easy to carry it around. The guitar stuff sounds good, but I really want it for the vocal stuff. The looper is way underpowered. It's just one track looping. You've got all those buttons, and yet only one track of loops. So that could be an amazing looper if they had like at least just two, give me two loops. One is not enough. The vocal effects just weren't that good. The auto-tune, I was hoping for a natural auto-tune. Doesn't really have that. I was hoping for really good harmonies. Doesn't have that. So I praise them for releasing products for singers, because no one does anymore, but it's not good enough at the moment. I love your show for the info it provides and your honesty. Well, I'm just here talking like I talk to anyone else, you know. And I've just tried so much stuff over the years. Why not make a channel out of it and try to, you know, grow something out of it, I suppose. while I try to cut down. That's why NAMM is good. I can try all this stuff in person, get all that information, and then relay it to people without having to buy it and then sell it at a loss, which is a terrible business model, right? The Mango Sunset on the CO9 is pretty. Yes, I'll agree with that. That is a nice. But that's not really what I was talking about. Yeah, the amber tone on the authentic 0028 is gorgeous, but that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about those aggressive sunburst guitars. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can find one. So Martin made a GPC, a colorway grand performance body with the Anthem in sunburst for a while. They discontinued it. That's the kind of guitar that looks very similar to what the one is hinted at. And that's why I'm so confused, right? Look at so many guitars in stock right now. They've got 4 D28s over here. I can't stop. That's what I think. That's what I was laughing about earlier as well. I can't stop getting over this fact that 6 months ago there was nothing. There was like 10 Martins, right? And now, this is. Have you seen this? Limited time offer. Get $1,000. Is that 100 or 1,000? What the heck? Purchase this item at Sweetwater and receive $1,000 in Sweetwater bonus bucks. So I think you have to get their credit card, but basically, if you buy it with this deal, you'll get $1,000 back to spend. I mean, this is why I'm so confused about the fact there is a new Martin coming out next month for $4,000. Who's going to buy it? Is the question. People are not buying guitars right now, and this is the proof, isn't it? Or they're buying so many guitars that that there's always, yeah, maybe they've caught up with the stock now. I don't know, but it just seems to me, based on what I'm trying to sell and based on these images, because look, you never see 4 Sunburst HD28s in stock. Let's look at the natural one. 4. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see when we can max this out. OM28. OM28 standard. 4. Okay, let's do a D35. That's not quite as popular, right? D35. Okay, back ordered. There we go. So I thought we were going to see 4 of everything, 4 of everything, 4 of everything, 4 of everything. I was going to check these DGTs because they were about to get back in stock as well. All right, give me a second. This is for me. So I just want to see if these are in stock yet. No. So these will sell out immediately because to get a DGT for $900, even though it's not made in the USA, people are buying that. People are buying these guitars. That's why I'm confused about Martin releasing a $4,000 guitar. This is a guitar that's selling right now. These are in stock and sell immediately, and not because people are selling them on the market for a profit, because people want them. This is a great gigging guitar. Really well made, 2 humbuckers, splittable pickups for under $1,000. And they've got bonus bucks on this as well. You know, this is an amazing instrument for the money. A Martin at $4,000. That thing's got to be incredible to make. Like, who in the chat right now would buy the Martin that's coming out next month or next year at $4,000, who would actually buy one? I would buy one if it has stainless steel frets, a new pickup, blah, 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 right? I shouldn't buy one, but I would if it had all those things that I want. But who in the chat would actually buy one? $4,000 for a guitar that's going to be brand new and on the market and untested. When you can go and get a Yamaha for $1,000, that's amazing. Or you can get this, which is amazing. And yeah, Yamaha, like Martin can do this. Yamaha, I told you, had a room at the NAMM show a few years ago to show the Red Label guitar. The Red Label was a reissue of the old Red Label guitars with a brand new pickup system, the Atmosphere. If they can do it, then Martin can do something similar. A new guitar, a few new specs, and a new pickup system. But I just don't, they just don't seem to care and be invested in that side of the market, I wonder if Yamaha will add an OM. I want Yamaha to add a cutaway with the Atmosphere system. That would be great for many people. I know many people don't buy the Red Label guitars because they don't have a cutaway. So if they give us a Red Label guitar with the cutaway, that could be a really big deal. My D45 with Old Fishman still works for me. I love cutaway, but not on the Martin. It's just my preference. Respect to others' thoughts on that. I always say this, if you need the cutaway, you need the cutaway. So I play Sultans of Swing in E, and I can't play it. I can't play the solo at the end, which is something that always is fairly easy to do and always gets great reaction. Can't do it unless I got a cutaway. So therefore, I need a cutaway. If I didn't play solos and loop at a gig, I wouldn't get a cutaway. I don't think it affects the sound either way, but some people like the look and some people don't, and vice versa. So I understand this is all preference, but coming at it from my point of view as a gigging musician, and for the songs that I'm playing in my set right now, I need a cutaway. So I'm not going to buy, if the new guitar doesn't have a cutaway, I'm not going to buy one. But from the picture they showed us, it does have a cutaway. So that's why I'm very excited, right? Would be cool to see a neck with carbon rods and a titanium truss rod, dual carbon rods to help keep it straight. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to get a cutaway stage guitar with probably a titanium. They don't use titanium anymore, by the way, on the truck, do they? They used it on the Modern Deluxe and they changed it to something else. They said because of availability, and I think because it was rattling on that model. I had two. I tried, didn't have them. I tried two of those guitars, and the truss rod rattled. It was really bizarre on two of them. So and 2 out of 2 that I played. So, but they don't use. They use a different. I can't even think what it is, but they use a different material now. In fact, someone can put it in the chat. But yeah, they could use some carbon in some capacity to reinforce the guitar. But again, is that groundbreaking? I don't know. Thanks, mate. Will do. No problem. You're welcome. Like I said, that shouldn't be happening. You should be okay. Just definitely reset everything and read the manual. Reset everything. Do let Bose know as well, because they need to know if there are these sort of bugs going around. And then if you can't get anything sorted out, then feel free to reach out. A deep body OM. Now, I'd like that. I don't like the shallow body. I like the deep body guitars more so. But they've already made deep body OM guitars, so I don't think it's that. Just a quick stop here to say, if you haven't subscribed, please do. As I said, I'm going to be at NAMM. Lots of NAMM coverage coming next month and the month after. And it's lots of exciting things happening. So do subscribe and ring the bell. I'd appreciate it. Help the channel. Get me to 20K before I go to NAMM. It'll help me out while I'm at NAMM. All right. The new Martin has laser beam strings, never go out of tune. They do burn your fingers. But it's the same thing, Lee. I never knew this. When I started the channel in 2015, or started posting regularly and wanting to find the ultimate acoustic guitar, I was thinking, right, I can tell Martin that performers need this, and this, and there's going to be an amazing future. And TC will make a new voice live, and I'll be performing with holograms around me, and it'll be the most amazing solo performance in the world. Then I realized from talking to companies over the years, and maybe you know this already, and I didn't. I just was a bit naive, maybe. Here's the reason why you won't get a guitar with strings that last forever. Well, Martin sell guitar strings. There we go. If you look up how much money Martin make in guitar strings a year, they are not going to sell you a guitar with a guitar string that's a laser beam that doesn't need replacing, because they've just wiped out half of their industry. So you've got to think like that with new products. Martin will not give you, and they're calling this a new era, groundbreaking. It's not going to wipe out all their other guitars and make you not want the Authentics anymore. It's not going to do that. It's going to be something small but groundbreaking. It's going to be, like in the past, they've done like the liquid metal bridge pins that supposedly add volume. Like that was along those kind of lines. That was kind of new, I suppose. And it does add volume. They're saying they've tested it. I don't know. That's another topic. But that's, something like that along those lines, maybe a bit better than that. I'm going to say not a brand new model that wipes the floor with everything in the world. No way. I don't think they're going to do that. I wish they would. I don't think they will. You get special gloves with it, like when you buy the $7,000 Mac monitor and you get a cloth, an Apple cleaning cloth. Favorite pedal for electric guitar? I need a Christmas present. Can't afford the Martin this year. Favorite pedal? I just got the Boss, the little amp model of Boss that takes a battery. That's really great. I'm going to talk about it as soon as I got time. I mean, that's too broad, William. Like, you mean just an effects pedal? Mostly lately, I'm using multi-effects. Get an HX Stomp. HX Stomp. Put it on. It'll do loads of stuff. Put it on your board. Good pedal. I was playing the Quad Cortex today. Love that thing. Playing it through the real amp, through real cab. Sounds great. Quad Cortex. If you want like an all-in-one box. HX Stomp. If you've got a pedal board already and just want a small pedal to add more effects, I would say that. Affordable CNC has changed our guitar world. Yes. And yet the necks are still varying so much. It's crazy. I've played several guitars this year that the necks are very different. Like the neck's really thin on one and full on the other. I don't like that inconsistency. I want to know, especially now in the world we live in with the internet, I want to know that when I order a guitar on Sweetwater or wherever, that it will show up and it will feel the same as the guitar that I played in the Guitar Center, right? Or whatever. I played a Fender this year, an Ultra. The neck felt really nice Ultra, nice feel, not too fat, not too thin. I played another Ultra. It was like a wafer, and I'm like, what's going on? Either the two guitars, because they had different pickups configurations. Either they had different necks for that reason, like a vintage thing, a modern thing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's more that necks are finished by hand. And sometimes they have to sand a bit more, or they do sand a bit more because they're watching YouTube videos and they go too far, and they make the necks different. So I actually wouldn't mind if guitars were consistently the same. At least you know what you're going to get when you buy it, right? You would buy the guitar if it had my specs. Okay. We'll see. If that does have my specs, you're going to have to buy one. You've committed now, okay? Live streaming gigs through a smartphone in a small compact interface. Well, the great thing with the Voice Live 3 Extreme is when you plug the USB cable to the phone, it sends the audio directly to it. So you could then open up YouTube and go live and stream immediately. Or there's mixers, small mixers that have that ability as well, like the Behringer Flow 8 and anything that has a USB host interface. But definitely the Voice Live 3 Extreme for sure. So you could actually stream the gig. I could do that now. I use the phone right now for lyrics, but I could get another phone. What I was going to do is I was going to see if you can split USB audio. I don't know if you can or not. If I could split out of the Voice Live 3 Extreme and send one cable to an iPad on the stand that was filming me and doing the live stream, and the other one goes to the phone, and also maybe record the audio as well and use it for the MIDI stuff, the song choices that I do. Not really MIDI, I do tempo and song choices. But if I could do that, it'd be great, all from the one box. But I don't know if you can use like a single USB to two USB cables and send two streams of... I've never heard of anyone doing that. I don't know if it's possible or not. I don't think it is. I suppose a grand is cheap if you get to keep your fingers. Oh, you're talking about the laser beams. I got a brand new Fender Play Acoustic Telephone. There we go. I think I posted about that on Facebook. Is that where you saw it? But it's funny. They did it and then they stopped doing it. Yeah, David told us about that. They did it and then they stopped doing it, and now it's back on again. And there's even commercials now on Facebook to buy one. They're even advertising it. It comes up on the screen now. Get a Acoustic for $5. That's what I'm saying. They almost can't give the guitars away right now. We're getting these ads come up to buy stuff cheap. So are Martin going to go that route and charge $4,000? Doesn't make sense to me, or to anyone, to any business, right? Rosanna has a face palm, talking about laser beams. Can't play it at all. Can't play what? Sultans of Swing. I bought a Martin for $3,300 a year ago. I'm content. Which one did you get, John? I can tell from the amount of comments now, since I've brought up the Martin thing, I can tell we're all excited about it, I have to say. But being excited about a new guitar and buying a new guitar are very different things, aren't they? How many tracks do you use when looping at gigs? How do you divide them up? I use the main track and then sometimes the second track for an independent drum loop. So I need two. And if I want to import loops into it, if I want to import loops into the thing, then I need to have maybe 3 tracks. But I don't do that right now, but it's nice to have the option to do it. Perhaps Martin's hoping to compete with the Yamaha FG9? Oh, you're talking about FG9. I thought you meant FGX5 and FGX3 earlier. I was confused. No. No, that's Yamaha competing with Martin. That's Yamaha making a acoustic guitar that sounds like a traditional kind of dreadnought Martin. I would say it's more likely that Martin are going to try to compete with the Red Label guitars. Myself. I got an Aitken over a D18 on head-to-head acoustic sound and feel. If I'm honest, my Yamaha AC4K is at least as good as my Taylor's, but I want a Lotus, not a Toyota, so I get it. Yeah, if you can play them back to back, if you prefer the non-branded one, then yeah, why would you buy the branded one if it doesn't sound as good? I get it. DBOM doesn't make a ton of sense with a cutaway. DBOM. DBOM. Legacy brands like Fender and Gibson have had some real flops of innovation through the years, like robot tuners. I'm keeping my expectations high from Martin. I had a guitar robot tuners. I actually quite liked them, but yeah, it was crazy to just put them on all the models and say this is what you get now, because they just bought a load of them and put them on all the guitars. It was way too new technology. It was way too soon. It was way too much. But don't forget, though, that was a time when we had true innovation, in my opinion. That was a time we had the Fender VG guitar. That was a time we had Line 6 releasing mixers and PAs and Variax guitars. It was a time of high innovation, and that's all gone away now. So you're not going to get that kind of thing anymore. That wouldn't work for people. The time they did that was a time they gave us, or they tried stuff out. Companies were very adventurous and did think the future was moving rapidly. And I think companies soon realized that it's not that way. Many buyers of guitars don't want that. They want the old stuff. They want the vintage stuff. They want the vintage spec stuff. And I've kind of gone through that phase. I don't really want that anymore, but I get it. I do get it. And like I said earlier, they've got to make what sells, right? Tone Master Pro rules. Well, I don't agree, but each their own. You sound like you're sick. No, I'm not. I just had 3 gigs at the weekend. Divided by time, it's going to have built-in effects like Yamaha. But that's not groundbreaking because they've already done it on the Yamaha. So you can't say something is groundbreaking and a new era. Or maybe you can. That's actually a really good point. It might have built-in effects. It might have a built-in reverb. Yes, I think you might be onto something there. That could be the thing. It's a colorway, and it's got a built-in reverb effect of some kind. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. I hope you're wrong, but you may be right. Sultans of Swing. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't play those songs, if you don't need the access up the fretboard, then don't have a colorway, right? And then anyone that does play up the fretboard that needs access to that fretboard should get a colorway. So that's basically it, I would say. Fender was selling the American Jazzmaster acoustic Sonic for $979. I feel bad for people trying to sell used ones. Well, exactly. I haven't seen that. I just saw the American Jazzmaster for $1,299, and the Mexican version for around $900. But yes, they're definitely offloading them. Are they offloading them because there's a new model coming? I mean, we all knew there would be a new model coming, which is cool. Or are they going to discontinue it completely? I don't know. I really don't know. CEO 7. What, the sunburst on that? I mean, that's pretty good. It's okay. Got to say, I'm keen to see what Martin are launching. Yeah. My Sweetwater rep called me to make sure I know they're offering $500 credit if I buy Gibson. These credits are nuts on Sweetwater. $1,000 off an HD. Was it a D28 sunburst? Is that just on that? Is that because it's a sunburst and they're trying to get rid of the sunburst? Or is it? Let me see if that's on all the guitars. That must have been a mistake. Because it says here on the regular D28, you get 160 back in bonus bucks. On the sunburst, it says you get 1,000 back. Do you think they're discontinuing the sunburst HD28? D28? I think they might be. Let me see here. Now I'm wondering something. So HD28. You get 170 back on bonus bucks. HD28 sunburst, 180 back. Why are the... If anyone's looking for a sunburst D28, you should buy one right now. With my link, of course. But you should buy one right now because I'm seeing $1,000 back in bonus bucks that I'm not seeing on any other Martin guitar. None of the others have that. Just the D28. They might be discontinuing the D28 in a sunburst. They do that from time to time. They might keep it on the HD28, but discontinue it on the D28. So $1,000 off a sunburst D28 right now on Sweetwater. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. So, hey, that's a good deal. I actually can't believe that. Oh, okay. DBOM is deep body OM. Cool. Why wouldn't the colorway suit a deep body OM? It would. But they've made... I think Custom Shop made deep body OMs in the past, right? $4,000 just to add built-in effects seems high for that, Martin. Not really, because a standard series GPC 28 would be around 30. Well, how much is a? How much is like? I mean, if an OM 28 standard right now is 34. Yeah, think about it. An OM 28 standard is $3,400. So to add the effects module would be about that extra. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually priced exactly right. Go on. Yeah. You got me thinking that. It could be it. That could be it. Because it kind of goes with their thing, right? It's not a huge change, but if someone's offered them the technology to build it into the guitar without too much weight and impact on the tone, and it adds the reverb, that's kind of a step into the future without moving away from tradition. You're just getting like, just adding some kind of atmosphere to the sound of the guitar. I don't know. I don't think that's what it is, but that's something else to add onto the list of what it could be. I saw a Murphy Lab 335 on Sweetwater offered for $3,000 off, then it disappeared. I wonder if someone's hacked the system. Murphy Lab 335. Let's see. So let me know if you see those discounts on anything else. I can't believe $1,000 in bonus bucks on that D28. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Oh yeah, you're right. Look at this one. This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. Look at this. Look at this. This is unbelievable. What is going on right now? 1961 ES335 reissue, Murphy Lab, heavy aged. Right? $9,000. Get 1,500 off in bonus box. I mean, there's a few ways to look at this. With that guitar, I feel like if you called up Sweetwater and said you wanted to buy it, they'd probably give you, they probably would have given you like 800 off it anyway, right? But 1,500. But then again, it's bonus bucks. They're getting you to come back and spend it on their site again. In the same way, they're heavily pushing the used site now for Sweetwater. And that's the same thing because they're trying to get you into their ecosystem. They pay you either cash, or, into your bank, or they pay you with their bonus bucks and you use those back on the site and don't pay the fee. So Sweetwater right now are all about keeping us in their system. Although, I mean, I wouldn't go many other places anyway, so I don't know why they need to do that, but they're all about just getting us into the system to keep buying stuff and coming back for more, which is what good business is, right? But that's a big I mean, I'm really surprised. I'm not surprised discount on the Acoustasonics, but I am surprised at these kind of discounts on these kind of guitars. Although you could argue that a lot of these guitars have gone up so much with the inflation and everything anyway, that they kind of need to do this because no one's going to buy them anyway. I remember when the D18 was like $2,200 and now it's $2,800. So, but there's some really big discounts to be had right now. So if you're looking, it seems like a decent time. I don't know. Definitely go on there. Definitely click through my link. Do me a favor, click through my link because it all helps me out to see that people are clicking on that every day. And check out on that site if there's any guitars in that kind of, doing that kind of thing. And I'll bet my life that something like the red labels are not doing that kind of discount because they are hard to get. They do sell well, and they're more affordable in the first place. So, for example, FGX5, 4 of them, very nice. 83 back in bonus bucks. So, that's, if you call them on the phone, they probably give you more than that off anyway. So I would just call them and just say, what's your best price on this? And it's not like they're not offering like $500 off that. I mean, that would be scary if that was happening. That would be the end of the guitar forever. Have you tried a baritone acoustic guitar? I think I may have done once. Not really. I like the idea of it because even tuning a guitar down, you get that rich, full sound. I remember when Lee and Rosanna were visiting and we went to the guitar stores, Lee would tune the guitar down and I'd say to him, wow, that guitar sounds amazing. Let me play it. I want to buy it. And I would tune it back to standard and it didn't sound very good. Whenever you tune a guitar down, it tends to add that richness to the sound and make it more appealing. You can't give a sunburst away. Well, some people like them, or maybe that's it, a new sunburst. No. Martin with high vibe. I hope not. I tried the high vibe and I really didn't like it. At least the version I tried. Nick has the head out. As always, thanks for the show. I look forward to it. Yeah, I'm going to let you go. It's been an hour and a half. Great turnout today. Like I said, if you are new here, please do me a massive favor. Subscribe and ring the bell. I'm here every Monday, either at 1 or 4, depending on if I've got a gig or not. I'll let you know the schedule for next week, just so you know ahead of time. Next week, I will be at the earlier time of 1 o'clock, because I do have a gig. The following week is Christmas Day. Don't know if I'll do a show or not. I might do. We'll see. But Monday the 18th, next week, I'll be here at 1 o'clock. So earlier time. But of course, you can always watch the replay. Just subscribe, ring the bell. That tells you when I'm going live, when I'm posting the video. Makes it very easy. So thanks for watching. It's been a great show today. Thanks for all the input. That's what we need. And like I said, really, really looking forward to next month. At least we're going to have a lot to talk about. It's going to be awesome. So thanks to everyone for your time and your input. And thanks to Lee and Rosanna for moderating. And I'll see you when I see you. Take care and be well. And bye-bye.
not lost, but I